found a tube, and the minute I opened it, the smell transported me through time.
This one's wife. Time to end the feud. Narcissists have many feuds. This is because many people in the fuel matrix simply don't behave themselves. This, naturally, is from the perspective of the narcissist. You are expected to know what the narcissist requires. You are expected to anticipate the needs of the narcissist on the barest of information. You are expected to be a good little appliance that does what is required of it, stays in line, doesn't misbehave, doesn't threaten our need for control, that you reliably provide us with fuel, large amounts of it, fresh, delicious, edifying fuel, that you cater to the need for character traits and residual benefits. You're expected to be loyal, reliable, and able to ensure we get what we need. Unsurprisingly, you repeatedly fail in this endeavour, resulting in causing offence to the narcissist, and, in many instances, the narcissist needs to deal with your traitorous behaviour by punishing you through devaluation. Whether it is the sustained devaluation that is meted out to the intimate partner primary source, or corrective devaluations that are issued to everybody else, you find yourself on the receiving end of some malign manipulations. These, from the perspective of the narcissist, are justified. You caused it. You brought it on yourself. And this results in a falling out. It might be a dispute between friends. It could be a huge argument between two intimate partners. It might be an ongoing series of arguments that take place with a family member, or a neighbour, or a colleague. In some instances, it's a short, sharp, corrective devaluation, and it's over before it even began. And in the circumstances, it's dealt with, and both parties move on. But in other instances, an individual can end up being painted repeatedly black, so that it creates a rift. Furthermore, the recipient of the poor behaviour from the narcissist may simply think, I'm not putting up with this any longer. I'm not being treated in this manner. I'm keeping away from them. And in more advanced situations, that individual may well actually end up realising what they're dealing with and apply the principle of go-so. They get out and they stay out. They implement a total no-contact regime, having nothing to do with the individual, resulting in the rift having been created by the narcissist, then being perpetuated by the victim, who stays away from the narcissist, and thus there is a gulf between the two. With regard to this one's wife, we have seen the repeated feuds that she has had with her father, with her half-siblings, with former childhood friends, with members of staff, with supposed A-listers that she cozied up to, and of course, notably, her in-laws, including the Princess of Wales. This one's wife and the Princess of Wales have had nothing to do with one another for quite some time. The feud was started by this one's wife as a consequence of her need to devalue the Princess of Wales. Naturally, this one's wife doesn't think that she has done anything wrong. She believes that she is the victim. She believes that Catherine has been cold towards her, that she made her cry, that she is the one who is unpleasant, that she pulled her face when she asked to share her lip balm. And therefore, she has been justified in telling the world about what a horrible meanie the Princess of Wales is. Remember, from the perspective of the narcissist, and particularly mid-range narcissists, and even more so from mid-range narcissists such as this one's wife, they truly believe that they are a beacon of goodness and that you are the horrible person. Even though all the evidence is to the contrary, the narcissism will not allow that to be processed, and therefore she honestly believes that the Princess of Wales operates this facade to the outside world of being this wonderful person, and behind closed doors is horrible, that she is cruel and mean and cold. This one's wife fails to realise that it's actually her that operates the facade, and is cold and mean and cruel behind closed doors. But her narcissism causes her to think this of other people, notably the Princess of Wales. Thus she commenced this feud, and the Princess of Wales, recognising that something wasn't right about this individual and ultimately then being expertly advised, has stayed away from her. This has meant that the Princess of Wales no longer has to put up with any direct abuse. It means that she doesn't give the fuel to this one's wife, which this one's wife craves. It means that she lowers her emotional thinking with regard to this one's wife, and life is much more satisfactory for the Princess of Wales. It's problematic for this one's wife because she wants to control, subconsciously, the Princess of Wales, and stamping that cloven hoof wants a reaction from her. She wants the world to see that the Princess of Wales is the problem, not her, that she is kind, open and conciliatory. And according to OK, the rift is over. This one's wife has contacted Princess Kate in bid to end their fraught relationship. Charles Switzer writes, this one's wife has made the first move to drop the feud by reaching out to Kate, Princess of Wales, in a bid to reunite, and the future queen is open to the idea.
This one's wife has contacted Kate and Charles,
A source spilled.
So moves are being made to reconcile.
The insider shared how the Duchess of Sussex personally reached out to her sister-in-law and father-in-law in an effort to end the years-long animosity between the fractured royal houses. Even though the Princess of Wales and His Majesty are open to the idea, it was made clear that Prince William will likely never forgive Prince Harry. That one, Harry and William, is a tougher egg to crack and will probably never happen, another source revealed when discussing the William-Harry rift. A third source stated how this one's wife is supportive of Harry in all of this, and she wishes the royals, Kate included, the very best. The first insider also stated how, even though the ex-actress wasn't in Britain when Harry visited on February the 6th, she did persuade her husband to spend time with his ailing dad and tell him how much he loves him. The Duke of Sussex spent only 1 hour, some reports claim 45 minutes, with King Charles. Numerous royal analysts have both criticised and praised his brief meeting with the monarch, but one says it is important to focus on what the trip means. The main thing about Harry's visit was that it happened. It clearly showed he was concerned, and it may well be followed by subsequent visits, veteran royal and entertainment commentator Richard Fitzwilliam told the Royal Observer. The expert shares how it was sensible for the prince to come to Britain solo, since the appearance of this one's wife, who was largely reviled in the United Kingdom, could have possibly soured the reunion. Hopefully, this can be built upon in the future weeks and months, Fitzwilliam observed. Cancer changes everything, and families should be unified, at least publicly, during this very difficult time. The article then goes on to talk more about King Charles's cancer, but we needn't repeat that. Thus it would appear that the rift is over. Let's all ring the church bells, give the dog a bone, throw a fish to the cat, tickle your baby's tummy, rejoice, 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 for all is well in the land. And amongst the people they gave great gladness in their hearts to learn that at last the foul pestilence that had hung over the land for too long had been removed as a consequence of Saint this one's wife, for she walks amongst us, dispensing her empathy like candy to the masses. Here she comes, oozing compassion, radiating care, an honest individual who is just but a truth seeker, Humble in her ways, as she realises, Kate, this dispute must end. We must no longer allow this to come between us. Well, I think we could file this under what a load of horse shit. This is just another attempt by the narcissist to manage the narrative for the purposes of control. Naturally, it's pumped out through OK, that is one of the supine publications, and it's an attempt to make it look like this one's wife is the conciliator, when in actual fact, she is the agitator. This is the typical behaviour of the narcissist to make them look like they're the victim, to make them look like they're the one that are trying to sort things out, when in actual fact, they cause the problem in the first place. It's quite common for a narcissist to create a problem and then look as though they're the one that comes with the solution. This is done, of course, to assert control over the watchers and to manage the facade. Now, of course, you might say, well, even if she did create the problem in the first place, is it not a good thing, HG, that she at least looks to try and solve it? Well, ordinarily, you might argue that's the least that she should do if she's the one that caused the problem in the first place. But the fact is, she hasn't contacted the Princess of Wales to end the feud. She just wants it made known that she has done so in order to make her look good. And of course, because the Princess of Wales won't respond to her because she knows that it's pointless, this one's wife, like any narcissist, then goes around saying, well, I tried to sort it out, but she wouldn't return my calls. I tried to speak to her, but she ignores me. And thus, those who aren't in the know about what this one's wife is will think, gosh, isn't Kate an unpleasant woman? And this one's wife, well, she's tried to sort it out and she's made overtures towards Kate and she's reached out to her, and it's Kate who's ignoring her. It's Kate who's the naughty person in all of this. Naturally, this is all by design by the narcissism to paint this one's wife in a good light, to manage that facade, and to make it also look that Kate is the problem. This one's wife has not contacted her because her narcissism knows that she would be rejected. Furthermore, I doubt that she has the means to contact Kate. Instead, her narcissism has directed that PR puff pieces be issued to make it seem like she is coming with yet another of the olive branches, that she is the Great Reconciliator, and it's everybody else that is being mean. This is done, of course, in an attempt to assert control indirectly over those individuals and directly over the viewership and readership. Those of us who know what she is, and those of you who have been imbued with the knowledge of her narcissism will recognise that this is just another manipulation, and there is no truth in it. I'm H.D. Tudor. Thank you for listening.